So, do you know about the Champions curse at the World Cup? Of course, take India's case. We haven't won a single trophy in 9 years and I can't sleep because of that. No. Football World Cup. Let's have a look together then. Before we begin, let's talk about what the Champions curse is. The World Cup Champions curse, or to be more precise, the European World Cup Champions curse, is what has been observed that European World Cup champions often get eliminated in the group stage of the next World Cup. The first World Cup champions to fall in this curse were France. After winning the 1998 World Cup, Les Bleus entered the 2002 World Cup not only as defending world champions but also as European champions, only to watch their World Cup campaign spectacularly crash and burn when they failed to make it out of the group stage in 2002. I know what you're saying, there's no such thing as a curse. So let's keep on going. Cut to 2010, Italy came to South Africa as world champions. They get eliminated in the group stages too. Still not convinced? Okay, let's keep on going. 4 years later in 2014, like France in 2002, Spain came to Brazil not only as world champions but also as European champions, only to face a similar fate, eliminated in the group stages. Well, this could be nothing more than a coincidence. Maybe. But this doesn't stop here. Most recently in Russia in 2018, the defending champions Germany got knocked out of the World Cup in the group stages too. This last instance is absolutely bonkers, as the last time Germany got knocked out in the group stages of a World Cup was in 1938, 80 years ago. Now are you convinced that the curse is real? Having said that, this curse that began with France, it's ironic it's going to meet its end at the hands of France. Here are the top 3 reasons why that I consider this Champions curse will be broken this World Cup. France has already won its first group game. If we were to have a look at all the first group games of the defending champions that were eliminated in the group stages that we mentioned before, most of them lost their respective first game of the group stages. France lost to World Cup first-timers Senegal in 2002, when Papa Bouba Diop scored the winner, elevating Diop to a status of a national hero in Senegal. Italy didn't lose but drew with Paraguay 1-1 in 2010, losing out on 2 crucial points which made all the difference in the end. Spain lost to the Netherlands 5-1 in 2014 as the Dutch got their revenge, gave us one of the most iconic headers of all time, Van Persie's The Flying Dutchman. And most recently in 2018, Germany lost their opening game to Mexico 1-0. This Tuesday, France ended that streak when they registered a thumping win over Australia in their opening group game of the World Cup in Qatar. France couldn't have asked for a better start to their campaign. In fact, they had their best first opening game of World Cup in a long time. This also means they are only 1 win or 1 draw, with a couple of other results going their way away from breaking the curse. Moving on to number 2, we have familiar opposition. If we were to have a look at France's group this time around in Qatar, they got Denmark, Australia and Tunisia in their group. It's a bit of deja vu pour la France, as they had Denmark and Australia both in their group last time around in 2018 in Russia too. As a matter of fact, Peru was beaten by Australia in the Intercontinental Playoffs earlier this year to qualify for Qatar. After winning against Australia, France plays Denmark next this Saturday. The French not only played against Denmark in the last World Cup, a game which ended in a draw, they have also met them twice earlier this year in the UEFA Nations League. Denmark got the better of France on both occasions, home and away. But as they say, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. France know exactly whom they are facing up next, which helps them prepare beforehand. Having said that, France would be happy with a draw, which will keep them at the top of the table with their superior goal difference. And now, without further ado, we are going to talk about the number 1 on this list of reasons why the Champions curse will be broken. We have France generation next. If Karim Benzema had not been injured, I would have put Benzema's return as number 1 here. With N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba not available, Benzema getting injured only a day before the World Cup began, and now with Lucas Hernandez getting injured in the match against Australia, France is counting upon its younger players to step up to the plate and deliver at the biggest stage of them all. Let's talk about 2 in particular. First, Ousmane Dembele. The prodigal son returns with some stellar performances with Barcelona this season. Dembele, who has been out with injury for most of his career, has finally managed to stay fit to play regularly this year. He's the shot in the arm that France required in order to fancy their chances to win back-to-back World Cups. Next up, we got Eduardo Camavinga. The French midfielder has impressed one and all at his club Real Madrid with steady performances. Qatar is providing an opportunity for Camavinga to show what he's made of. at the biggest stage of them all. Camavinga made his comeback into the French squad after having been left out during the UEFA Nations League earlier this year. These two youngsters are not alone. There's still plenty of experience in the French squad with the likes of Griezmann, Giroud, Rabiot, Varane and Lloris. Not to mention Sonic the Hedgehog, Kylian Mbappe and Mr. Dependable Benjamin Pavard to bolster the team. All in all, France's fortunes are in safe hands and they are all set to break the champions curse in Qatar. So, whom do you think? Sorry, cricket game. What did I miss?